Hello, love bugs, and welcome. I have a question for you. Are your girlfriends tired of hearing you talk about your ex? Are your guy friends just not trustworthy when it comes to good advice? Are you convinced your parents won't understand? Are you driving yourself crazy, reading your own journal entries over and over? If this sounds like you've stopped by the perfect place. This is Dear Ex. One last thing, your new favorite show, here for all your therapy and entertainment needs, here for all of your rants, complaints, and scandals. If you have a story that you're ready to leave behind, an ex that you just can't get off your mind, then I want you to go ahead and send in a letter. It's quick, it's simple, and I promise it's better than doom scrolling. If you're interested, go ahead, check out that description below. Look for the Linktree link, and the very first thing you'll see when you click it is a link to the anonymous Google form where you could tell your story. So many people feel alone, feel like no one will understand the pain, the hurt, the betrayal, the shame of it all. But if you click and listen to some of our other episodes, you'll see that everyone has their own story, and some are probably crazier than your own. If you don't believe me, get comfy because today's episode isn't one to miss. Listeners, old and new, podlings, love bugs, we have an incredibly special episode today. I know I say that every episode it seems, but today is the first letter to ever name drop their ex. You heard that correct. We have a first name, ladies and gentlemen. I know I am just the messenger, so maybe I should remain unbiased, but if any story has deserved it, it's definitely this one. Today's sender is currently 22, and she's writing into an ex-boyfriend. She first met him in high school, and she was around 19 when the relationship actually took place. I always ask our senders to recall their first impression of the person they're sending the letter into, and this sender's might be my favorite. She writes, "I thought he was cute, nerdy, but still fly." Our sender does give a trigger warning of verbal and physical abuse, though she doesn't include any details or situations, so I personally found the content to be suitable for anyone. However, I always want to give you, the listener, an opportunity to check in with yourself today and find another episode that suits your entertainment needs or wants if you so choose. This episode will always be there to come back to it and listen when you're ready. Our sender sets the stage with some background for us. She writes in, "My ex and I were together for 2 years. We had known each other since high school, and our talking stage was on and off due to his inconsistency. When we got together, everything was good, but then I caught him on multiple dating apps. She also caught him watching a niche of adult film that he was ashamed to be caught up watching. Even though he was embarrassed, he didn't make much change in his behavior. Instead, he stayed on the dating apps." And she says, "Mind you, I was young and dumb, so I stayed around. He didn't have a job or go to school, and he was very verbally and physically abusive. I worked night shifts at a hotel, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., and one night I saw him post a restaurant. I clicked to the next story on Instagram, and my hairstylist posted the same restaurant. I then tried to call him, and he kept declining. Then I get an email from my bank stating I pulled out $500. Next thing I see, the hairstylist is posting new bags and clothes that he bought for her. Mind you, I don't know how he had my info. When I texted her, she thought that we broke up. At the time, he had also had his PC and clothes and shoes in my car since he had gotten kicked out. I went to his house in the rain, dumped everything out but the PC in the mud. I sold his PC and monitor to my coworker that night. He posts about me on Instagram all the time, but I never entertain him." I have a lot of thoughts about this. First off, for anyone that's never been in an abusive relationship, it's so easy to look from the outside and say, well, why didn't you just leave? Well, why did you let him talk to you like that? And I especially see this when the abuser is a man. I don't know the statistics, but it seems to be more common that the abuser is a man. And I think it's easier to blame women, right? It's easier to make women the ones at fault. It's easier to hold women responsible for taking the behavior or having low self esteem or staying in the relationship instead of asking men to change their behavior. That's another story for another day. But you have to keep in mind, she was young at the time. You don't know the type of relationship they had when things were good, and it's very easy to see the best in someone and believe that they'll change, and it's very easy to see this person as a great person with just some flaws that will get better over time instead of seeing them as all of it, the good and the bad, and really weighing, is the good worth the bad if this bad stays for the rest of the relationship, for the rest of our lives? Another little messy opinion I have, I know a girl and her hairstylist aren't the bestest of friends, but I don't think I would go to that hairstylist anymore. Even if we were broken up, and like I said, I don't know all the details, but it's like, don't you only know him through me? I don't know. But I think I would still feel some betrayal from my hairstylist as well, even though she didn't promise me loyalty, even though it doesn't necessarily mean we're friends just because I get a service from her. I think I would be uncomfortable that she was comfortable enough to go on a date with my ex, who was actually my boyfriend. But let me know what you think. Was the hairstylist in the wrong at all, or is this me just trying to blame another woman? And lastly, I'm not sure if there's going to be anybody that thinks she was going too far for dumping out his clothes and shoes and selling his PC, but this is somebody that had no job, wasn't in school, was practically staying with her, leaving all of his stuff with her, then had the audacity to cheat on her and steal her money to take her hairstylist out. Let's think about that. Why should she act quote unquote composed? She's working a job supporting this man emotionally, and I'm going to infer somewhat financially, and he was using her. I think sometimes you just have to beat karma. But now, for the parts we've all been waiting for, drum roll please, name drop coming in 3, 2, 1. She writes, "Dear Isaiah, you suck. You traumatized me, but thank you. What you did to me is what I needed to learn. That I am truly a woman with so much love and grace who deserves that to be reciprocated to me. When I was with you, I thought that the way you treated me was something I deserved, but for what? I've graduated college since we broke up, bought my own car with cash, moved into my own place, gained a relationship in which our families love each other, but most importantly, we love each other for all of us, not just for each other's money or how we could use it on one another. I've gained a career and so much more, and I really do hope that you don't treat another woman how you once treated me. I deserved so much more, and I used to feel so stupid when we first broke up, so embarrassed that I let myself deal with you and what you put me through. But honestly, that's life, and you were one of the many lessons that got thrown my way. I wish you well, but please get help and give me my money back. LOL, just kidding. My mama told me you probably needed it more than me." And her mama was probably right. But hopefully, this man has taken the time to learn, to reflect, to grow, and really do a deep dive of why he felt it okay to treat a partner like this who showed him so much love, care, understanding, and forgiveness. And all we could hope for now is that the next woman he's with, he does better. There's never a way to completely make up for the past or the trauma that you inflicted on someone. And sometimes that makes people think, okay, well, what's the point? What's the point of trying? What's the point of healing? What's the point of changing my behavior? The point is not traumatize people further. The point is to become somebody that you're proud of, to create a relationship that you're proud of. And honestly, it is admirable to be able to admit your faults, to admit that you have them, to recognize them, and make changes from them. So thank you to everyone who's listened this fine Thursday. Thank you to the sender for sending in this amazing story and letter. I am so happy to hear about your relationship, your car, your career. Congrats on graduating college. It is no easy thing to do, believe me. If you, the listeners, have felt inspired to send in a letter, I hope to hear from you. You never know, your story might be the one coming on next Thursday. Go ahead, give it a whirl. And I know I've said this before, but just because you've sent in a letter once doesn't mean you can't continue to send them in. There's so many exes, there's so many relationships, there's so many people we miss or we hate. And if you are a beautiful writer, then you're doing me a disservice by not writing into me, right? But I love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for listening. Stay safe. And happy Lunar New Year. Happy Year of the Horse. Until next time, be safe, be kind. Don't text your ex. Text me instead. All the things. Okay, bye.